The game isn't rebelling against it, at least not the one that I'm speaking about here. That's the activist game, right? I don't think you can be an entrepreneur and an activist at the same time, because your activism will affect your ability to make money and succeed, right? And vice versa. So, if you're an activist, go the activist route. But if you committed to entrepreneurship and playing the game, it is what it is. And you want to play by the rules and learn the new rules so that you stay out of trouble. You need to watch your fucking mouth on social media, like I've been telling you before, because social credit's coming in. And, you know, think about these future outcomes, right? So to continue on, I think, yeah, the wealthy can keep business bank accounts, assets, trust, um, and handle the situation. And it's just changing rules. You're going to need money to buy carbon credits. You're going to need money to buy social credit if you ever have a problem. It's probably a charitable donation or buying a government bond. You're going to need money for travel permits around, because probably going to implement 15-minute cities. Probably be more type of KYC to be able to fly. Flying is going to be more expensive because you're going to have to pay the carbon credits, right? This is why guys like Al Gore was setting up carbon credit companies in the 2000s, right? Like, they know what's coming. They're trying to profit off of it. There's going to be huge money in social credit repair and selling carbon credits and things of that nature. Like, if you think credit repair is a big industry, imagine social credit repair. When if you have bad social credit, you can't go to university, you can't travel, you can't get a bank account, you're fucked, right? So you're going to have to keep clean and be a good boy, but also have money to be able to, pay the services to repair that. So I think that's a future outcome from this currency reset. And I realize I'm speaking about a lot more than what looks to be just a standard monetary reset like it was in Brazil. But this isn't just going to be a monetary reset in one country. It's going to be a currency reset and a reset of the monetary system with these incredible technologies that and I don't mean incredible necessarily in a good way, that now exist for controlling the system. So that's what you need to be prepared for. And if you want to be seriously prepared, go get my Great Reset course, How to Survive the Great Reset, and my 8-figure net worth game plan, both available at revolutionarylifestyledesign.com/courses. These have been years in the making. If you've been wondering what I've been doing, I'm running multiple businesses, but I've also been focusing on these, not just creating the course, but going back and forth with guys in my brotherhood and my friends, my clients, to figure out what it is to survive and thrive. And it's about knowing exactly what's going to come down the pipe. It's about having a plan for every single, technological implementation, having a plan for hyperinflation and deflationary collapse scenarios, having a plan for controlled and uncontrolled reset scenarios, knowing where your base is going to be based on, do they have a, free and available food to where you don't have to rely on shipping lines? Would it be a non-violent place if there was some type of collapse? Is your income arbitrage to where it's easier for you to afford the travel permits and social credit and things of that nature? All these different factors, and just setting a higher target on where you want to be 10 years from now in terms of wealth, which I think you should be aiming for decamillionaire, which puts you at the top 50,000 to 200,000 people out of 6 billion. So this course is not a guarantee by any means. It's a game plan, and it's a understanding of money, but also why I think you should aim for that, as opposed to the advice from the last decade: make 25K, move to Thailand, 25K a month, etc. Move to Thailand, get in a 7-figure net worth, invest properly, keep pace with inflation, cruise, don't have a big team. I'm not certain that's going to get you through. And even if you don't hit 8 figures, if you still hit 5 mil before you would have been aiming for 1 mil, you're a lot better off. And keep in mind when I'm saying 10 million 10 years from now. If inflation continues to rise, that 10 million could be 6 million in today's dollars, right? Um, so that's why I'm setting or advising to set kind of that aggressive target, because we don't know what the actual nominal uh, or inherent value of that's going to be in today's money, right? We could assume quite a high level of inflation, if not hyperinflation. We could see a couple years of what's going on with the Turkish lira now, 30 to 40% inflation, right? Um, and going back and forth with guys about going hard on gold or going hard on Bitcoin. I mean, I hate them both. I hate all investments except for business investment. It's just um, you need to be prepared for interruptions in income, and hyperinflation or deflation is a big fucking interruption in your business income. Right? That might be an 80% hit on it. Um, as well as the psychological security of having a property that you live in and things of that nature. And just going back and forth with guys over what the best game plan is. So I have multiple game plans to get there for you based on your risk profile and the investments you feel comfortable with. But I don't think you can just be there with gold and Bitcoin. Hey, I'm going all in on gold. I'm all in on Bitcoin, and I'm crossing my fingers, and that's going to get me through. That is not a fucking plan. Um, if you watch my last video on buying and selling gold, like in an actual disaster scenario, just getting your gold out and being able to sell it is a fucking problem. Theft is a problem. Criminals are going to be on the hunt for gold, things of that nature. Um, you have to war game the entire thing about shit hits the fan. How much did you have? How much is coming in business? What revenue hit did you take? Do you need multiple streams of income? To where you've got one business that will do well in hyperinflation, one that would do well in deflation. What are you selling? Can you take an 80% hit and still live a dope ass lifestyle on the 20% that's left? Hedging across multiple asset classes. There is a lot of complexity, and I've done my best to war game that out and clear the path, both in terms of exactly what's coming and preparing for it, and then exactly the game plan that you should use towards that new sort of 8-figure target, or maybe you already had the 8-figure target, right? Now it doesn't have to be like 10 years from now you're a decamillionaire. It could be you got 5 and you got 5 million coming a year in revenue, right? But overall, I like that number. I think the decamillionaire is going to become the new millionaire, the way that things are going. And I think now more than ever, while there's still a window open, you want to be aiming for not just the 1%, but the 0.1%. And I realize that this type of advice is a lot, perhaps less possible or available to a good amount of guys, but only if your mind's closed. If you have a good business flywheel and you have a marketing machine in that, and you have the balls to just take out a 6-figure salary instead of 30, 40 grand a month, just dump it back in, you got a real shot. And especially if you pivot that into multiple vehicles. I just want to make sure that you guys, especially if you've been following me since I started writing in 2012 or doing videos in 2014, I want you to stay with me for the rest of my life, and I want to make sure that I've at least given you, to the best of my knowledge, the most important game required to get you through. Because, for me, a life well lived and making money is great, but I don't want it to say on my tombstone that, oh, this guy made some money and had some girls. That's worthless. I think God wants more from me, and I want my legacy to be what you did, and I want you to be prepared. And in addition to that, I've got another 13 or so courses being launched for every facet of this life game, to where I'm going to be 41 in a month. I think by the time I'm 44, that mission will have been accomplished, to push all those courses out. And 15 years later, after I started, I feel like I've systemized lifestyle design and stayed on point. And coaching program's currently closed. If you have questions about this, I'm just managing some of my old clients. But the best way to reach me and speak about this is in our brotherhood. As I said, revolutionarylifestyledesign.com/brotherhood, where I'm in there at least 3 times a week answering questions and we're strategizing. And, I'm learning as much as I'm giving value in there. It's a great group of 6, 7, 8 figure entrepreneurs. So highly recommend you join that as well if you're serious about this stuff. And other than that, I hope this video found you well. I hope you are not too worried or put in fear. I'm telling you, there's a plan for everything. Where there's a will, there's a way. And if you're ready to get aggressive and take action on getting your money right and understanding this stuff, I truly believe that you can make it out better than ever. And I think, with chaos comes opportunities. There's going to be a lot of business opportunities that come about, um, based on all this sort of upheaval that's happening, right? So keep the mindset positive. um, don't duck your head into the sand. Look clearly at the stuff, and commit that you're going to make it, and you're going to be better than ever and have all your freedoms and have an even better life than before.